Hey everybody, so the lock I have this time is a Lockwood MT5 Plus. There's a key. Has some really good bitting on this one. This is probably one of the hardest locks that I own and the most fun to pick, but it is a bear. It works super smooth, just like you would expect a multi-lock or a Lockwood to operate. But let's go ahead and try to get this thing opened up. Try to give you guys a good view of it. I'm going to be using a couple different picks. Well, I'm going to start out with this curved flag and then the SS Dev hook, the short one. And then if I need to, I'll switch to a thinner flag with the same profile. The only difference is, try to get this in there. The only difference is I've made it thinner so that I can just touch the inner pins if I need to. Go clockwise with pretty stout tension, like I always do. Alright, so I got the alpha spring set. I click out of one. Pin 5's binding now. I got a little click out of it. I click out of 4. Pin 2's binding now. I click out of 2 and then a little movement on the core. One, two. Feels like the inner pin on 1 and 3 are binding now, so I'm going to switch to that thinner flag. Alright, I think I got the inner pin on 1. I think I got the inner pin on 3. Alright, so I'm not getting any more feedback on any of the pin chambers or pin stacks. Nope, nothing, so I'm going to go ahead and switch and back to the short hook. And try to see if I can get some of these sliders set. And it feels like the slider number 3 is binding up a little bit. One, two. Alright, so got a good click out of slider number 3. Touched the 4th one and got a nice false set. So what that tells me is now all the sliders are probably picked without even touching them, so I went ahead and checked the other ones. And once you get a false set like this on this lock, it's probably, from knowing the inside of how knowing how this lock works on the inside, I know that the sidebar is definitely dropped down into those sliders, so you're not going to be able to move them. And then if that tells me that they're picked, which I think I just got really lucky on that, which is nice sometimes because this lock is not easy, and sometimes you get it open pretty quick, and then other times you'll pick on it for 20 minutes and not get anything. So I'm not feeling any of the anything bind on the pin stacks, so that's a little different. Awesome, it's open. So yeah, this is the second time I've had to make this video. The first time I opened it in about this fast, maybe a little bit faster. I was super stoked whenever it happened, but my daughter and significant other showed up, and pins started flying, and yeah, that was into that. But now we got it picked open. Let's get it opened up, show you guys what's inside. On this lock, it's a little bit different than the other multi-locks that I've seen. Try to keep it in frame this time. That was another problem I had last time. I dropped it down without moving the camera, so just try to keep it in frame. But what I was saying is the difference between this one and the ones I've seen other people pick are that the pins and sliders are actually on the left hand side on this one. So I don't know what that means for, you know, picking, or if that's just something that they do for the Lockwood. But yeah, there's that. I'm gonna go ahead and lock it back up because I have bricked this lock, so I've had to drill those out trying to open this thing up the very first time, which was a pretty sad day, really. But I don't know what I did. All I know is that it was stuck. And what I think happened is, I think one of the inner driver pins got caught in this ball bearing, and I could not get it past like 2 pins out of the lock. And yeah, it was super sad day. But that didn't happen this time, so that's good. I'm going to drop out the springs out of the sidebar and show you guys that real quick. So there you can see that the sidebar is intact. It looks a lot like the sidebar on a Acid Twin, except for the sliders aren't all the same. The sidebar is. Alright, so what next? Alright, so next we'll go ahead and get the sliders out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, so this is the only lock I've ever opened that had sliders, or that has sliders. So you can maybe see there, it does have false gates and a true gate, and that's what I meant by once you get that deep false set, then this sidebar has locked into those sliders and it won't move, which is really helpful for picking. And I'll try to turn all these so that you guys can see that they are all intact. Yeah, I don't know why anybody would ever mess up a lock like this, but hey, you never know. And for it to count, I'm just gonna do it the way that I'm just gonna show you guys everything and prove that I have not destroyed this awesome lock. Move that. Try to give you guys a close-up of the sliders first, and the gates and true gates and false gates there. So they all have a whole bunch of false gates and then just one true gate. I'm pretty sure that in master key systems that they could have more than one true gate, but this one does not have any master wafers or anything. Go ahead and get these pins, the key pins out. You can see that there's nothing inside of the plug. It's just I'm trying to find a pick here. It's just that little edge that the key pins sit down into, and then that's for the alpha spring. It just has this one little through hole, and then it kind of rests inside of there. And then that's the alpha spring mechanism. Just that little pin sticks down into the keyway. You see that there's nothing inside the pin, just a little ledge for those inner pins to sit down onto. That's it for the plug. Let's get these driver pins out. Can use my big tweezers for these. So it does have a crescent, like the Medico. A little bit of extra drill protection. And it does have the spooled driver pins, or spooled inner pin, and then a standard driver pin. Trying to fit all this thing all onto this pinning mat. I probably should have used that one over there, but too late now. And all of the driver pins are the same on this. Since how this is the first lock I've picked with sliders, I didn't know that the sliders weren't under spring tension, which made for it was a little bit of a learning experience for picking those. But with a little bit of practice, you'd be surprised what you can open or get into. There's no kind of, maybe I can try this light. There's no kind of anything inside of there. So nothing inside the Bible, and just these I think it's a Lockwood thing, or it could be the edge of, or the age of this lock, but these key pins don't have the counter milling, which, come on baby, focus. They don't have the counter milling that I've seen in some of the other multi-lock MT5s. But that is it. Well, that's really all there is to it. It has this ball bearing, 2 hardened steel or carbide or whatever those are, another ball bearing, or 1, 2, 3 ball bearings, 2 hardened pins for drill protection. There's the slot cut out for the sidebar, and then the sidebar groove down here. Nothing's been done to any of that. So I will give you guys a close-up before we end this video. There's just that brass stop that limits how far the key can go in. Can't see a sidebar like that, but around things roll. Alright, there you have it. That is the the Lockwood MT5 Plus. Picked and gutted. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna be doing a giveaway here soon, so stay tuned for that, and it'll be coming soon, probably today sometime. I'd like to get that video out. But thanks for watching, guys. Any comments down below, you know I'll get to them pretty soon, and don't do anything I wouldn't do.